What's going on, guys? We're back with the next part of our Learning C# tutorial series, and today we're going to finally get around to our tutorial level and some sort of routine where we can print information to the screen, letting the user know how to play the game. So we're going to go ahead and pin that guy down. We're going to go ahead and create a new folder. Actually, we already created it inside of our missions folder. In fact, we'll make another folder inside here as well, and we're going to call this tutorial. You have to forgive me, my computer's running a bit slow today. I just booted it up. And we're going to call this class tutorial routine. And I'm just going to close out of these guys. So for the most part, this is going to be a very easy class to make. So we're going to start off with actually I forgot one more thing we have to do. We have to import using system.collections. IEnumerator, begin, or actually we'll just call this tutorial. Okay, and then all we're going to do is in our start function, we'll just call it at the beginning of the level, we'll just do a start coroutine of tutorial. And now all we have to do is set up our tutorial code inside here. It can be a routine, it can have waiting statements, it can have everything we're going to do is going to be inside this tutorial IEnumerator. Before we go ahead and flesh that out, we're going to put down some basic framework for our GUI. And how this is going to work is we're just going to go ahead and print text. We'll probably print it at the top of the screen. Why not? So we'll do GUI dot label new rect. We'll do screen dot width divided by 2 f minus we'll do 200, and then we'll do 100 from the top, and we'll do 400 for the width, and for the height we'll do 200. And then for the content, we're just going to go ahead and print tutorial, under a lowercase tutorial string. And then we'll just go ahead and create this this private string tutorial string. Now we could hard code all of it in here where we say, okay, first print out here's how you aim, then wait a little bit, then say here's how you shoot. But instead I'm gonna make it a bit more dynamic. And this is obviously, you don't need to do this, but I think it's a good way to I call it object wrapping. I don't know if that's a proper terminology, but we did the same for our local overlay and local SFX manager, where we created these really small classes just for creating a list where we can get out certain indexes without using an index. You know, we can reference that string, and we're going to do the same for this guy. So let's make a system.serializable new class. We'll make it public class, and we'll call this one uppercase tutorial string. And this guy's just going to have a public, not partial, public string of string, and a public float of we'll call it delay Um, and then what we're gonna do is make a public float, and we'll call this print time. And I just got an idea in my head, and hopefully I'll explain what this will be in a minute once we get along to it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, instead of here we have our well, okay, never. We'll keep it like this. I was gonna say we could get out the tutorial string index list, like the active one, but instead, inside of our tutorial IEnumerator, we'll just go ahead and set tutorial string to the actual tutorial string object. So next we need to make a public list, or rather, yeah, we don't need a list really, so we'll just make an array of tutorial string, and we'll call this instructions. And what we'll do is we'll make a for each tutorial string t in instructions. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna set the tutorial string, and we're gonna change this in a little bit, but for now we'll just set the tutorial string to t dot string, and we're gonna yield return new wait for seconds t dot delay. Now, actually, I don't think we've actually talked about our wait for seconds function. If we have, then it's probably in the past. But basically, what this is saying is yield means like wait, yield, break, stop, wait, whatever. Return, so wait for the return of a new object of wait for seconds t delay. And wait for seconds is a built-in class from the Unity engine that will it's something like the IEnumerator, where it waits for t delay in seconds. So basically what this is just a function with an IEnumerator similar to what we have, and it's just yielding a frame, and it's counting the time.delta time, which, if you remember, is the amount of time passed in a frame, and it'll wait until that time is greater than or equal to this t.delay here. Basically all you need to know is that this yield return new wait for seconds is just the wait for seconds method. And with that in a row, we can consider this done. However, I'm going to go ahead and add on a few things actually. First, I'm going to go ahead and make a public GUI style of the style, and then just plug that style in here. And then the next thing I want to do is talk about a method for strings called substring. And it's a pretty simple method, but we'll go ahead and do it. We'll initialize a new float up here. We'll call it t. Set it to 0. And then inside this for each, we'll do while t is less than. Oh, okay. We can't call it t. I forgot. We'll call it time. And we'll say while time is less than t dot print time. Then we're going to do a few things. First, we'll do a yield return, and we'll just do null. Okay, we could do yield return new, wait for frame over, but yield return null does pretty much the same thing. And we'll do time plus equals time dot delta time, so that's the time passed in this frame. And we'll do tutorial string equals tstring, but instead of here we're going to use our substring method. And what this means is first we're going to get the ratio, so we'll do float ratio equals t divided by, or not t, we'll do time divided by t dot print time. And so what this is saying is this is the ratio of time from 0 to 1 that we've elapsed waiting for print time to be finished. So let's say we the print time is 1 second. We want to print that second over a span of 1 second, and it's been 0.5 seconds. The ratio will be 0.5 because that's half of that. Next, what we're going to do, let me restart the video real quickly. The next thing we're going to do is we're gonna use a few properties of strings. We're gonna use the length property, and we're gonna go ahead and use the substring method. So instead of doing t.string here, we'll do t.substring, passing in the start index, comma, and we'll do t.string.length minus the start index. Okay, yeah, that works the way we want it to. Well, rather, actually, instead we'll do 0 here. So it's always going to start from the beginning, and then we'll go ahead and do the string.length minus the, we'll just call it index. Now we need to get this index integer. So what we'll do is we'll do int index equals t.string.length divided by that ratio, and then it's going to give us an error because this cannot be converted to an integer. So what we'll do is this length here, first we're going to cast it to a float. Next we're going to encase this entire thing in some parentheses, and at the beginning we're going to cast it back to an integer. So now this is the length that it should be. We're converting the string, or the length, to a float, dividing it by a float so we can get that proper float division. Then we're casting it back to the closest integer and setting that as the index, which is the letter of the ratio where we are. Next, we're setting the substring of 0 to the string's length minus that index, rather, we might want to just do just index here, because ratio is the ratio from 0 to 1, and we were thinking of as 1 to 0 here if we did the minus. So this is saying that if our string's length is 10, we would not divide, we want to multiply it by the ratio, sorry. And glad I caught that. Multiply it by 0.5 or whatever it is, cast that to an integer, and then we're going to go ahead and substring it from 0 to that integer. Now what substring does is it picks a start point and an end and a length, not an end point. That's actually really important to keep in mind, that this index here is not the end point to stop at, it is the length of the substring. So it takes this string here, begins at index 0, which is the very beginning, and goes for this many letters to the right. And then once it's totally done printing, we're going to wait for another delay seconds and then continue on to the next tutorial string in the set of instructions. So let's go ahead and try this out. Once Unity compiles, I guess I'll put it on here. And let's set up our style first. We'll give it a font size of 20. We'll make it bold, upper center, or rather, we'll do middle center. Word wrap. And then the font, we'll go ahead and choose, I guess, I don't know, I haven't seen that one yet, but we'll try Droid Sans Mono. And we'll now go ahead and add in the instructions here. Let's put in 4. In the string we'll say, we'll do to aim, move the mouse. And then one thing you'll notice is a cool thing about Unity's editor is that if the first property of a class is a string, instead of saying element, the title will actually be casted to that string element, which is something really cool. Now the delay is, we'll set this to we'll set it to 2 seconds, and then the print time we'll set to 5 seconds, I don't know. And then in here we'll go ahead and do make sure you take into account the wind speed. Look at the left corner for compensation. Okay, and then we'll put our delay here to 2 as well. The print time will make, I don't know, 7. We'll go ahead and we'll test it out, and if we need to change the numbers, we can. That's simple enough. We'll do hover over your target to get distance, data, adjust your aim to match. Delay will be 2 again, and the print time will be 6. Click to shoot. And we'll just add on an exclamation. Oh, shoot. We'll do click to shoot. Delay will be, we'll make this one 5 seconds, and then the print time will be 2 seconds. And then in fact, I'm gonna go ahead and add in a 5th one, just, you know, for the style of our game. It's kind of funny, toony, you know. And we'll do, come on, shoot already. And then one more thing we're gonna do is add on a 6th one here, where we just have an empty string. So after that delay, the tutorial will no longer pop up. So the delay will be 0, print time will be, well, in fact, we'll just do 1s for these, because we will run into some problems if we try and divide by 0. But this will just say at the end of our routine, just clear out that string. We could leave this one up on the screen, but I'm just gonna keep it like that for now. Let's go ahead and hit play. Okay, our GUI is here. And one thing actually I just realized is this video is going to be pretty long, I'm sorry. But one thing I forgot to mention is we need to go ahead and set that time equal to 0 here at the end of this while statement. Now one other thing you'll notice is that this is actually not printed on top. It's printed below the overlay, and that's just the way GUI layers work. I'm pretty sure at the most basic level it's alphabetized or something along those lines. Come on. There we go. And the cool thing about this is if you already know how to play or whatever, you can still, you know, get the guy before the tutorial is over and still win. You don't have to strictly follow the tutorial. So that wraps up this video. I'll see you guys next time.